Hi, my name is Agata. Welcome back to my channel. In Agata's Cottage is all about sewing, pattern reviews, fabrics, and occasionally about the style. Today I'm sharing with you first follow-up to my Style Without Boxes series. It has been about a month since I started paying more attention to how I look, how I dress, how I express myself through clothing. And I learn a lot, not only about my clothes, but also about myself. Style Without Boxes was all about discovery to finding who I am and what makes me me, how I want to express myself, and how new style, I hope, will help me to be better version of me. It was all about breaking the labels and expectations of society and internet and finding inspiration in very unusual places. I will leave the whole series link down below. What I have learned this month, actually a couple of things. First, variety is the key. My wardrobe definitely needs more variety. I did know that, but I didn't realize how much I needed a little bit more until I start focusing on putting outfits together, not just wearing clothes. I definitely need more solid color bottoms. And this month I made one that will be very helpful in expanding the range or how far my wardrobe can go. I also discovered that accessories are must. And this month, actually at the beginning of October, I bought few jewelry organizers on Temu. As you know, I occasionally buy stuff from Temu. It's usually little bits and pieces here and there. And I bought myself few jewelry organizers. I will help show you first one. Majority of those earrings are handmade. I made the majority of them before I had Alice, so they're like 15 years plus. And I spent, I would say, 3 or 4 evenings at the beginning of October to sort out my jewelry. I got stand for my bracelets and also little jewelry box. It wasn't gigantic investment. I think overall it was around 25 euro across all three items, but I think it's very useful. So I sort out my jewelry and I'm actually keeping up with keeping everything where it's supposed to be, which is a bit surprising to me because I'm usually not that consistent when it comes to putting away jewelry. But actually knowing what jewelry I have and seeing it relatively visible, I have the hanging organizer on my bedroom door, helps me to think of more ways to put outfits together, and it actually sparks a little bit of inspiration in some cases, and it allows me to remember that I should actually wear some accessories to make the outfit complete. I do need to invest in more in bags because I noticed that I'm really lacking in the bag department. Um, However, when I went shopping, I didn't find any bags that I liked. So I'm considering making bags for myself just to expand the range of my outfits. My most worn garments this month were ready-to-wear cargo pants that I bought from Tesco at the beginning of the year and altered them in spring. They were men's trousers and they just need a bit of fitting adjustments. The other most worn garment was my poppy sleeve jumper that I made a couple of years ago using self-drafted pattern. I love both pieces, not only as a separate but also together. I actually wore them together a couple of times with one of my new additions to my outerwear, the moto style faux leather jacket I got from Villa, and I absolutely loved that outfit. I styled it with faux leather bracelet and a couple of necklaces, and I absolutely love wearing it. I felt put together but fun. I felt a little bit edgy. I do want to try that outfit with my red kitten heel shoes. I mainly wore it with either white joggers or boots, but I do want to try it with high heel and see how it goes. I wore cargo pants a couple of times, and I will come back to one of those examples soon. And I wore my poppy seed jumper multiple times with various pieces, not only with the cargo pants, but also with my new skirt, with wide leg jeans, and I absolutely love wearing it. I started preparing my outfits night before, and I don't mean just the clothes, I mean clothes and accessories. And it really helped me to feel put together and not feel rush in the morning, because when I do feel rush I tend to forget stuff or skip stuff like earrings, like bracelets, etc. One of the favorite outfits that I tried before and put everything together, including little bits and pieces, was um, one of the outfits that I loved the most. It was wide leg trousers, a stripy t-shirt, and a thrifted blazer. I absolutely loved that outfit. I actually tried the blazer with cargo pants as well, and I like it too. Of course, not all outfits turn out perfect. There were some outfits that in my head they looked okay. I put them on, didn't have time to adjust them, and they felt a little bit off. Like, for example, cargo pants, jumper with lacy sleeves, and my animal print runners. I think the contrast between the lace, the runners, the black cargo pants, the black jewelry is a little bit too much. It's a bit too harsh. So whenever I will make my largo cargo pants in burgundy cotton twill that I'm hoping to make one day, I will try this outfit again, maybe with different shoe or maybe with gold jewelry, something that's not that big contrast, because I kind of feel like you can see my trousers, you can see my wrists, you can see my neck, but everything between just kind of disappears. So that outfit wasn't my favorite. I separately love all those pieces, but together they just didn't click in my head. I learned during a month to give myself days off. When I don't dress up, I don't put any effort, I don't consider myself looking cute, not more than one in a row, but it's good to give yourself grace. I notice one thing during a month. I do not like to feel overdressed compared to others. And it has nothing to do with insecurity or feeling that I'm sticking out, and more with empathy. I do not want someone to look at me and think, wow, she's really trying hard and I have given up. I don't want someone to feel invincible because of me, because I've been there and I do not wish that feeling on anyone else. But overall, I do love paying attention to how I look. It does take more time than expected, because I kind of went out of habit of doing things. So getting back in swing of things will take some adjustment and it will take some time. But I do love being able to express myself more and feel more like me when I'm dressed up. This whole process is an evolution. It's not, you know, I didn't wake up one day knowing that's how every outfit will look. I know what I want to do. I'm experimenting, I'm trying. I have some successes, I have some failures, and that's okay. That's how I learn. There were a couple of outfits that I liked but didn't love, and they do need tweaking. Like my denim dress, I wore it with loafers and white belt. I originally put white trainers, but it all seemed screamed nurse to me when it was together, so I switched the trousers for loafers. But I do think it needs a bit more. So I'm thinking of putting my boots, like slightly heeled boots, and oversized white jumper on top of the dress and see how it will look together. Maybe adding a belt with the jumper. I'm not entirely sure, but I do need to tweak it somehow. Also, the one of the outfits that I tried with the skirt, so with the white t-shirt and the blazer, it felt a bit too safe for me. I wore it for appointment where it was needed to look a bit more official, but it felt just that bit too middle aged and safe to let me feel myself. Now, sewing update. So in October, I made a couple of things, but the two that I love the most are skirt I made for collab with Izzy and Christine. I absolutely love that skirt. Since I made it, I wore it a couple of times and I got loads of compliments. It's comfortable, it's stylish, it fits into my lifestyle perfectly. And it's so versatile. I absolutely love it. And I love doing collab with girls. The second item I made is the top that I'm wearing. So the pattern is from Ottobre magazine. It was issue 5 from 2012, so very old magazine. I don't know if it's still available, but I will put the picture of the cover here. And originally this pattern has gathers at the front. However, when I tried to gather it, it looked a little bit off around my bust, so I did pleats instead of gathering, but I do think it adds a little bit of more finesse and it's a little bit more elevated with the pleats versus the gathers. I also did my usual adjustments, so I did narrow shoulder, full bust, and sway back adjustment. If I will decide to make this pattern again, I will actually size down, do bigger full bust adjustment, and do deeper sway back adjustment. I did add the back seam here because I tried to do the back adjustment with Nancy Zimmern method when you don't add the additional seam at the back, but it wasn't enough. I needed more defined curve. I was hoping to show you the camouflage set I have been working on. However, I had to do some adjustments to my original plans due to the nature of the fabric. So the ponte I'm using is absolutely fabulous. However, it's relatively soft and flimsy, and I tried to do buttonholes and on the scrap of fabric, luckily, and it didn't work. They just look awful. So I had to adjust my idea, and I am waiting for the buttons. They should arrive today, hopefully. So whenever I will have it finished, I will show you. But I am loving how it's turning out. I haven't made much progress on my sew upcycle makes. I am planning to continue working on those in November. So hopefully I will share them with you during my December update. What I noticed recently in relation to my sewing is it started a couple of months ago. I started second guessing myself a lot. I started doubting my own choices, pattern, fabric combo, the fitting choices, going back and forward multiple times and thinking and rethinking and not trusting my gut. And the thing is, when I trust my gut, when I go with what I think I should do, it usually work out into something I love, when I second guess myself, I always end up with a fiasco and like my tartan skirt, but I will get it fixed. And I do need to work more on my own confidence. I don't know where it come from because I didn't get any negative feedback about my makes or anything like it. It just happens. Things that I found really challenging during October was actually finding time. October turned out to be way busier than I expected. Alice had the school break. We had tons of additional appointment, and she needed some help with schoolwork, and we had some other things that were happening. Plus, I was recording a lot of videos, and that all affected my sewing time. So I do hope November will get a little bit better and a bit less stressful. However, I did learn over the years that sometimes I need to prioritize myself, prioritize family, and rest. And I need to just give up temporarily on other people, on sewing, on other things, and just give myself a day or two when I'm doing nothing, literally recharging my batteries, cuddling cat, sitting on the sofa, reading or watching silly movies, or even batch cooking like crazy to get my brain a break. And it took me years to get to the stage where I accepted that I can have everything, not necessarily everything at the same time. I can do everything, but not everything at the same time, and I cannot fill up others' cup if my own cup is empty. So if I don't pay attention to myself and my own self-care, my own mental health, I might not be able to help others or take care of others as I wish. So occasionally spending a weekend on the sofa watching some romantic comedies or Marvel movies or watching tons of Stray Kids videos is acceptable. I also got a haircut in month of October. I don't know if you can see, but I do love my hairdresser. She always listens to me. She knows my hair, and I fully trust her. So it's great help that I don't need to spend a ton of time in the morning. I can basically blow dry my hair within few minutes, and it looks nice. I am considering growing out gray hair, so I do have a fair bit of gray hair. I did color hair until I would say midsummer, but I haven't since then, and I'm considering growing the grays out. See, maybe I will like myself in gray, and probably my skin will be happy about that too. What I found the most challenging this month, except for limitation of my own wardrobe, is taking pictures. I do not like take pictures. I don't like taking pictures of myself. It's always challenging. So it wasn't an easy thing to do. Others noticed, so I got a couple of compliments. I even heard that it's nice to see me get my spark back. I even heard from one of my elder neighbors that you clean up okay. In case if you didn't notice, in Irish English, that means you actually do look nice. So that's one of the colloquials that's quite commonly used here. So that was a big compliment to hear something like that. And I did notice that others are treating me differently when I put myself together, like when I look apart, when I look me. I did notice that, and I did notice slight change in myself. I'm slightly bit more confident. I'm I'm never shy, but I'm more outspoken. That's the best way to describe it. I'm not as guarded as I would be in my invincible clothes. So that's a wrap up of the first month of my new style journey. I learned a lot. I still have loads to explore, and I'm very excited what future outfits I can put together. I wonder, are you on your own style journey? If you are, I would appreciate if you share your thoughts and your discoveries in the comments below. If you are confident in your style, please share your tips and tricks, and I would appreciate your thoughts on my outfits. In November, I will focus on finishing my camouflage set, working on my sew upcycle makes, and I am planning to make more underwear and hopefully some bags. Thank you for following my journey, and if you are planning any sewing, don't forget to clean your sewing machine and change your needle. Happy sewing! Bye.